welcome back, guitarists. We got a nice little treat for you today. Today we're going to be talking about a song called Aura Lee, and this is an old Civil War song actually. And what's special about it is not only its melody but the chord progression. You don't really hear these kind of old-timey melodies, but that's what's really great about when you're picking up a new instrument. You get all these nice like folk songs or songs that you don't really hear that are traditionals, that are pretty unique. And this one in particular is one of my favorites, that is played on a lot of beginning instruments, and for the guitar it works really great because we can turn around and play the chords too. So how fortunate we are. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and let's look at just the melody. So first we start out, let's go ahead and look at the first two measures. Okay, we start out with the G, then C, B, C, D, A, D. Now that DAD is going to be a major theme here in this tune. So as we go through it, I want us to kind of pause once we get to the DAD, or after we play that phrase rather. Okay, so let's go ahead and just play that together. We're going to try this slowly. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. G, C, B, C, D, A, D. Okay, good. Now something you can do here is you can actually play that D, A, D, and you can actually hold those two together because it kind of makes a nice perfect fourth in that sound. You're gonna hit it all the time in this song, and there's gonna be other songs that also has the same motive. So let's go ahead and play those first two measures one more time. 2, ready, go. G, C, B, C, D, A, D. And that's what's really cool too, is you can just kind of leave your finger on that D to hit A and then back to the D, and it kind of makes a nice little resonance for your D7 chord. And those for when they're playing the chord D7 on top of it, you're playing that A already, and they're playing the D below, so it makes a nice full rich sound having that note D being played on top of the C right next to it. That being said, let's look at the next two measures. We have C, B, A, B, C, then G. Here, let's play those measures 3 and 4. 2, ready, and C, B, A, B, C, and G. Good. Okay, let's put those 4 measures together. 1, 2, ready, go. G, C, B, C, D, A, D, and C, B, A, B, C, and G, and. Good. Now, if we look at the next 4 measures, it's the exact same thing, except for the C is held for a whole note instead of a half note and then a G right after. So let's just continue that, starting on measure 5, 2, ready, and G, C, B, C, D, A, D, and C, B, A, B, C, 2, 3, 4. And then we have E, 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 and we have that for 2 measures straight. And then the next 2 measures, we have E, D, C, D, E. So let's just play those 4 measures now. 2, ready, and E, 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 and E, 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 and E, D, C, D, E. 2, 3, 4. Pretty easy, a lot of E's in that one, but when you add the progression to this, it's really it's particularly really pretty, because where they're sustaining the same note and having the progression move around that It's really unique, and I can't wait for you guys to be able to play it when we go to the performance practice, okay? Because it's really, really pretty to listen to. So that being said, let's go on to the last 4 measures. And so this one goes E, E, F, E, D, A, D. There's a D, A, D again. Then C, B, A, B, C. Just like they had in the regular motive up before. So let's go ahead and play those last 4 measures. This is kind of the conclusion of the melody. 2, ready, and E, E, F, E, D, A, D, and C, B, A, B, C, 2, 3, 4. So let's take it from the top. Here we go. All right. So now let's take a look at the chords. So the first 4 measures, we have C, and then we have D7, G7, and then back to C. But this one, I like to be a little bit more musical with it. So the first, what I like to do is kind of build the strumming pattern in this case. So the first phrase, I like having it be in half notes. So let's just do that much, the first 4 measures in half notes. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Now, the C is going to continue on to the next one. If we look ahead, it's the same progression. We have C, D7, G7, and C again. Okay? And so this one, I like to kind of do a lighter, I'm doing half notes, but I'm actually going to do light quarter notes inside of it. So I like to go. So that beats 2 and 4 are light quarter notes and heavier on the half notes on beats 1 and 3. So beats 1 and 3 heavy, lighter on beats 2 and 3. So I'll demonstrate again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that we can start building momentum in the melody. So let's go ahead and start right there on measure 5. 2, ready, and. Good. Now, right there at that C, I actually like to kind of increase into doing eighth notes. Now, my instead of like the punk rock downs that I like to do that we talked about in surf rock, where we had the palm mute, what I like to do with this is I actually like to do recycled strumming, which is down, up, down, up, down, up. So let's just go ahead and take that. If our beat is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how we can keep it nice and even. strum is still the downs on everything. Okay? So let's go ahead and take that again. We have C, and this will be where it shows the chord C and the note, the whole note C. This is when we're going to begin those eighth notes. So we do that for 2 measures, while the melody has E, 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 and then we go to E7. And E7, as we talked about with the bar chords, we had, and in Ode to Joy, we had the note E. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually lift up, if you're playing it this way with the first finger on the 3rd string, your 2nd finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. What you're going to do is you're going to actually lift up that 3rd finger. So it should only have your 1st finger on the 4th string, the 3rd string of the 1st fret, and your 2nd finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret. So your 4th string should be open, okay? And when you strum, you'll hear it's kind of got that bluesy quality, okay? Just like when we did G7 and we did A7, we had that string in between the 2 fingers to make that happen. So this is E7, and then we have A minor, which we had from Ode to Joy that followed it right after. Okay, and as a review, 1st finger, 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, or on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. Excuse me, I'm getting there's all these 2s and 3s going on here. Okay, so you have E7 to A minor, which is the same shape, just down a string, and you add that 3rd finger again. But then you look after that, and we go to E, which is A minor, up a string, again, with the 3rd finger added instead of E7. You hear that bum, bum. That's the difference between the 2 chords. Okay, so what we want to do is I want to practice just kind of getting those down in whole notes and then half notes, and then we'll add the 8th note strumming in between. So let's just start where it shows the E's in the 4th measure of the 2nd stanza, and we know that's going to be chord C, and let's just do those in half notes for right now. And then we'll get to the 8th notes in a little bit. But just let's practice getting that progression down for us. So here's our beat. 1, 2, ready, half notes. So C and C to E7. A minor. To E. Okay. Let's try that one more time. Starting on the 4th measure of the 2nd stanza. 2, ready, and. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add those. Let's go ahead and let's do quarter notes first, so that we can kind of feel that groove. And the same thing of like what we did in the 2nd stanza, bigger beat on 1 and 3 and lighter on 2 and 4. Let's just try that. Here we go. 4th measure of the 2nd stanza. 2, ready, and. Now, all we're doing is instead of just having the down strums, we're going to let our finger kind of come back up on the strings for the 8th notes. Let's start on the 4th measure. 2, ready, and. Let's try that again. And notice that in that it can be very sticky if we're when we're playing slow. But as we kind of get the momentum, you'll feel where it feels good with it. Especially with the melody. It's going to sound great in the performance practice, I assure you. Here we go, starting on the fourth measure of the second stanza once more. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And and then finally, we have the same progression as we had at the very beginning. C, D7, G7, and C. And what I like to do is I like to slow the momentum down again by going back to the quarter notes. And then by the last, on the G7, doing half notes, and then C, just a nice whole note on it. So I'll demonstrate. So... So it's kind of making more out of the music with the chords, okay? So that we can kind of really grab the musicality out of this. So let's try that once more. So it's going to be quarter note strums on C in the D7, half note strums on G7, and then one whole note strum on C. Here we go. 2, ready, and... Let's put it all together. Here we go, starting with half note strums. 1, 2, ready, and...